Manchester United, we've had 6-1s, 6-3s, countless 3-0s in the recent past. And I think that's one of the big things as a United fan. You fear that humiliation because we are not at Manchester City's level. I mean, factually, Man City are the best team in the world at the moment after that treble last season. They've got some fantastic players. They don't have the injury crisis that United have got or Liverpool have got at the moment. So, and they're at home as well, and they're hungry. They're trying to track Liverpool down. So I think for Manchester United tomorrow, it's about the first 20 minutes. Everton and Brentford and Chelsea in recent weeks at the Etihad have done quite well at keeping Man City out in the first 20 minutes, and United have got to do that. That's step one. How we can implement a style to cause Man City problems, I don't think we can. I think we've got to be compact, and then you've got to use people on the break to do some damage. Hopefully, Marcus Rashford, who's had a busy week with his 1,947-word statement to the Players Tribune. But more interestingly, he could have just said 3 words, I must deliver, because it's on him. The words mean nothing. In an essence, I didn't really take much notice of it. There's a good player there. He's not playing well. And it matters not where he's born in relation to Manchester and coming through the youth system, or whether we spent £100 million on him. You've still got to deliver in a Manchester United shirt. There's no get out of jail for that. He's got to deliver. And as Ten Hag said today, Marcus Rashford's unstoppable when he's in the right mood. And I think that's what a lot of people have been saying. Professional pundits on the TV, fans, is that Marcus Rashford he's just not delivering on the pitch. And that's the confusing thing. If he was a bad player, people wouldn't keep talking about him and saying his attitude doesn't look right or his body behavior doesn't look right. It's because he is a good player and he's not performing. And what better platform than a Manchester derby? And hopefully this interview, maybe there's nowhere to hide, is there? He's got to go out tomorrow and put in a performance, because when you deliver an interview like that many people didn't expect was coming, the next game is a Manchester derby. I'm excited. He has scored goals in these games before, and we are a team that's going to look to hit on the break. It could be a massive, massive game for Marcus Rashford. Look, a few people have said to me, what do you think about the positive result helping Liverpool? I don't care. Liverpool have won league titles over the last 10 years. We've not been anywhere near them. I don't care about allowing City to beat us so that they can catch and hunt down Liverpool. That's irrelevant. Whoever wins the league will win the league because they deserve to win it. Manchester United, I don't give as much hope tomorrow, but win the game every single time. I don't care about helping Man City stop Liverpool. It's about Manchester United winning games. We've got Lewis on the line, Manchester United fan. Lewis, what's your thoughts ahead of the Manchester derby, and do you give us much hope?
Evening, Mark. Good to talk to you again. Mark, I'll give you my view on the game tomorrow and the bigger picture, like Ten Hag and the near future. And I'd like to hear your view on the game, i.e. result prediction and Ten Hag, etc. But let me go first. Right, so Manchester derby tomorrow, Mark. Once upon a time, many years ago now, we were obviously the best team out of us and City, and we saw this as an easy 3 points. And for the last, 6-7 years, since Pep's been there, they're seeing it as the easy 3 points. Now, okay, you mentioned there we have been pumped there a few times at the Etihad, but we also have nicked a few wins there, haven't we? On the counter-attack tactics. So you never know. Likelihood for me tomorrow, Mark, if Haaland's on his shooting boots and we give a team, like we normally do, 20, 30 shots on our goal, if they're on form, there's a 5-6-0 there coming our way. Right, yeah. It can't be that. What was it? 6 they put past us last year. So you can't say, "Oh no, that's a ridiculous prediction." So I can only see a big score if they're on their form. If they're not on their form, I still think they'll beat us 2-0 or something like that. I just can't see a scoring mark. So I think it will lose, but you never know. It's a game of football. As I said, we have won there before in the past, a 1-0 or a 2-1. So you never know, but I can't see it. Going forward, the bigger picture, Mark, I know you're a big fan of Ten Hag. I watch you on United Stands, right? I know you like him. I'm the opposite to you. I think this year he's had an absolute disaster. I know you just mentioned there about the board and the failure of the board in the last 10 years and all the problems, but he's the one who controls what goes on the pitch. A lot of these players he's bought have been flops. He picks the team. He decides the in-game management, the tactics. And I'd watch your reaction to, every time we lose, you say, "Oh, what's he doing here? What's he doing there?" So I know you feel the same as me. But then you say, oh, no, I'm backing Ten Hag still. For me, I've given up on him. That finishing bottom of the Champions League group was shocking. For me, that was a sackable offence, not to even get Europa League football. We've lost 15 games this season, Mark, I believe, in all competitions. It's not good enough. The football's still rubbish. Even when we win a game, it's like lucky or scrappy, or it's a poor performance, or we get away with it. I just don't see any progression. He keeps talking their process. We stick together. It's the same old chestnuts he comes out with. He blames injuries or referee decision. I've had enough of Ten Hag. For me, if it stick or twist, I think you would stick for at least one more year. Correct me if I'm wrong in a minute.
I would, yeah.
But for me, I'm twisting. I know you said who's out there, but there will be some big name managers on the market. Like Hansi Flick's available, right? He's a Champions League winning manager. Thomas Tuchel, we hear, might be leaving Bayern Munich in the summer. He's a Champions League winning manager. We've got Jose there. Okay, do we go back to Jose? Probably not. But I'm just giving you another example. Then
you've lost me now, Lewis.
Yeah,
Lewis, you were talking sense, and now you're talking Jose, and I'm like,
I'm just saying I wouldn't go back there, Mark. I'm just saying, there are experienced managers out there, and there's the new breeds coming through. Look at the job Gary Neal's doing at Wolves, for example. He's getting a team out of those job, though. No, I'm just saying there are managers out there who, I mean, look, we're hearing in the paper links to Potter again, yeah? Now, I wouldn't go down that route, but there are options out there. I wouldn't just say, there's no option, stick with Ten Hag. For me, this has been a bad season, a shocking season, and he hasn't finished yet. We're more likely to get 7th or 8th than top 4. I know you cling on to the hope of top 4, but every time we win a couple of games, I hear, United turned the corner. They're back on track. Well, not really. Just winning a couple of games, it doesn't mean you're back. It might coincide with Villa dropping points to Spurs like it did the other week. And we say, if you win this and they drop, we're only 6 points behind. But realistically, look at the teams behind us, right? We're going to lose tomorrow, in my opinion. We're only a few points ahead of West Ham again, Newcastle, etc. And Brighton's and Wolves are not that far behind us. So I don't think we're in a top 4, Mark. I think we're in a battle for Europa League at best. The FA Cup, we had a shocking draw there, didn't we? Liverpool. We wanted, an easier or more of a winnable tie there. So I can't see us winning the silverware. For me, Ten Hag's failed this season,
Okay, Lewis. All right. Yeah, okay, got it. No worries. Make some good points, Lewis. Thanks very much for calling in. Look, what do you think? Let us know. 03717 22 3344. Lewis has had enough. He fancies Tuchel maybe or a Hansi Flick. I've got to say, Tuchel for me, busted flush. No, thank you. Sacked by PSG, sacked by Chelsea, sacked by Bayern Munich. Terrible recruitment. No. Hansi Flick's interesting, but I tell you what, he'd be treated like Rangnick and Ten Hag. I don't think the British press, certainly the Man United correspondents, would know who he was, and therefore they'd just be against him from the start. Bit of a risk. I just think, same with Chelsea, keep the structure above a manager and change the structure, not the manager, for another year. I just don't see the point in constantly changing managers.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.